Podcasts are hot right now. How do I know? Well, you're listening to one right now, aren't you? But you might be wondering, how on earth do I get my voice out there and start my own podcast? It all seems so intimidating. Between hosting and platforms and monetization, it can get real complicated real quick. Well, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We started this podcast over 2 years ago, not knowing clue one on how to do it. So how do we do it? We did it with Anchor. Anchor is the free podcast app with creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on all the platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. And everybody likes money, right? Well, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So go right now, download the free Anchor app, or go to Anchor FM to get started. It's the eCommerce Minute, your daily dose of e-commerce, tech, and retail news with your host, John Suder, Bart, Mroz, and Brittany Blackman. The eCommerce Minute is a production of SUMO Heavy, a digital commerce consulting firm located in Brooklyn, New York, and Philadelphia. Find us on the web at sumoheavy.com.
Hello, listeners. It's Brittany Blackman, Junior Marketing Coordinator at SUMO Heavy. A quick note. We're in an unprecedented time, but with this comes an unprecedented amount of unity. Everyone is coming together to help, no matter what industry they're in. And now we're doing our part. If you advertise on the eCommerce Minute, we'll donate 100% of the proceeds to Slice Out Hunger. Slice Out Hunger sends pizza to healthcare workers on the front lines of the COVID-19 pandemic while simultaneously supporting small businesses. To get involved, drop us a note at hello@sumoheavy.com or reach out through our various social media accounts. Stay safe, stay inside, and wash your hands. We're all in this together.
It's eCommerce Minute episode 685.
In today's episode, remember Moviefone? Someone just bought it for $1 million.
Welcome to Moviefone. Moviefone was founded in 1989 as a dial-up service for checking movie times. At one point, the company operated a nationwide toll-free number, 877-800-777-FILM, and numbers in 67 local area codes across the U.S. In 2014, AOL, who owned Moviefone at the time, shut off the phone service and tried to reposition it as a broader entertainment destination stocked with news and other content. Most recently, Moviefone was owned by Helios and Matheson, the troubled owner of MoviePass, which filed for bankruptcy back in January. Nearly all of Moviefone employees were laid off at the end of January after Helios and Matheson's Chapter 7 filing. However, the site still had one staffer left to keep the lights on. Moviefone General Manager Matt Adichie has been retained by the trustee overseeing Helios and Matheson's liquidation to keep Moviefone running pending a sale of the property. The site's current movie listings are automated, with showtimes linking directly to AMC theaters, Regal, Cinemark, and other movie theaters. Previously, Moviefone had an online ticketing partnership with NBC Universal's Fandango. And now Moviefone, the brand once valued at nearly $400 million, has been bought at auction by Born in Cleveland LLC, a company without a website, for $1,075,000, according to court documents. Now, at first, the buyer was completely anonymous, but he has now come forward. The mysterious buyer is Cleveland O'Neill III, the creator and producer of syndicated daytime entertainment show Made in Hollywood. O'Neill, who is the founder, president, and CEO of production and distribution company Connection 3 Entertainment, initially had preferred to remain anonymous, but is now announcing his purchase of the movie listing and entertainment site. O'Neill told Variety that the integration of Made in Hollywood's TV assets with Moviefone's iconic digital, mobile, social assets is a perfect marriage of entertainment brands, providing a 360 solution for our advertising, studio, broadcast, and streaming partners across multiple platforms. According to a rep for O'Neill, he plans to retain Moviefone's current staff, I guess the one guy, and evaluate future hires. This is a weird story.
It was a saga.
There's a lot of parts to this. I think most of our listeners will remember Moviefone not from actually using it, but from the classic Seinfeld episode. But I mean, I remember using Moviefone, but I was like a kid, and it was definitely a utility because there was no websites back then. They kept this thing running. I actually went on the Moviefone website, and now it's not just like what are the show times. They also have a lot of previews and I guess it's all automated. They have coming attractions for a lot of things. But interestingly enough, they still show upcoming DVD releases, but also coming attractions from streaming services like Netflix. So there is still some utility to the Moviefone website, but beyond that, I guess that reflects in the $1 million sale price versus the $400 million sale price.
Yeah.
And then this gets to the part now, Bart, feel free to chime in. How is this guy, what is he using this for?
I don't know. Like,
Thank you for your expert opinion. Yeah, because I don't know either. I mean,
seriously, like, what, you're not going to call anybody. You can literally just go Google. It's not.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the other thing in that when you look for movie times now, Google just will give you that without even. I mean, couldn't you do that through Alexa too? I mean, that's not like that's not a feature anymore. And the attractions, I guess, there's a certain segment of the population loves watching coming attractions, but a dedicated website to that, I don't know that either. Now, this guy has a catalog of content that he owns, so maybe he's going to bundle that in there. And because Made in Hollywood, what is Made in Hollywood is one of those, like, they interview stars and things. So that stuff is, some of it's sort of evergreen. Maybe he'll populate that on there. We're all just guessing here. We don't know. We have no idea. But we thought it was really interesting that a site that once sold for $400 million sold for a minor fraction of that price. And I didn't know that the MoviePass people own this, so that's interesting as well.
That's tea.
Yeah.
This is before my time, Moviefone.
Yeah.
I was an infant.
This is old-timey stuff, Brittany. Old-timey.
But I do know of it because of those, remember those VH1 specials that would be like, I love the 80s and I love the 90s?
Right.
They talked about Moviefone and the Russ Leatherman Welcome to Moviefone guy, and I was enlightened. It resonated for some reason, and it's just stuck with me all this time.
Hello, and welcome to Moviefone. Why don't you just tell me the name of the movie you want to see?
Please.
Oh, Kramer.
So Helios and Matheson went belly up after accruing unsustainable losses from the MoviePass, what I'd like to say, debacle, which was that was the movie theater subscription service, which I never understood how they thought they were going to make money. But tucked away in the bankruptcy filing was a disclosure that the net book value of Moviefone's intellectual property was listed at $4,379,504. Don't know how they come to that specific number. But again, that's just 1% of AOL's $388 million stock deal from Moviefone in 1999, right before the internet bubble burst. So let's assume that Russ Leatherman got his money. Oh, well, he stayed with the company until 2013, it says here. So he stuck around. I mean, so he took $388 in stock, but then where did AOL stock go? So maybe Russ didn't make out so great after all.
Sorry, Russ.
Sorry, Russ. We'll have to do a little detective work on that. All right, we'll do a quick stat time. In its prime, in January of 1998, Moviefone had announced record weekly usage of more than 3.7 million inquiries during the week ended December 26th. The company said that Moviefone received approximately 2.9 million calls, with the remaining 800,000 queries coming from online activities for its MovieLink arm, that's according to Variety. And at the time, Moviefone operated in 31 cities domestically and was processing 5,000 inquiries per minute during peak times during the holiday. Boy, were those different times.
I got like emo when I found those two stats because it was actually from a Variety article from 1998. I went back in the archives and I was like, oh my God, this is so long ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I'll relate something relating back to the time. In our quarantine, I've been cleaning out my office and found an old check ledger, a really old check ledger. Bart, do you remember ever having to pay for long distance?
Yes.
Yes. So I found in my check ledger, I found all these weird entries. I'm like, AT&T and this company I used to pay for long distance. It was like, these are two separate bills.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you had to pay for long distance.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, you had to remember that you had to buy like cards and no, that was a Brittany, we can go into how things worked before. For a while.
I'll tell you about when things were black and white and you could.
Oh, please.
As soon as you get off my lawn, I'll tell you all about it. All right, guys, got anything else?
Nope.
All right, that's your e-commerce minute for today. We'll see you on the internet tomorrow. That's it for today's show. If you like the show, do us a favor and subscribe or leave us a review on iTunes. And don't forget, you can now listen to the e-commerce minute on your Amazon device. Just add e-commerce minute to your flash briefing. And finally, if you have a comment or suggestion or just want to say hi, find us on social media @SUMO Heavy.